All right, welcome back to another ClearMud live stream. In this video, we're gonna continue working on last week's application. We just got approved for the Chrome Web App Store. Very exciting, just in time for this live stream. And just wanted to show off our website really quickly. We have it in our portfolio. Let's actually do a quick hard refresh and it should show that it's live. There we go. We click that, and as you can see, linked intelligence, LinkedIn replies. We already have it in our browser. And I just want to walk through the onboarding process really quickly. And today's focus is going to be to improve this free version. Think about incorporating the freemium model, but also build a landing page and a website for it in Claude Code in the web, set up a marketing plan, and yeah, it's going to be a fun one. So without squirrel ado, let's get into it. Now, let's just go through our onboarding process. I already have a few notes on what to improve. So we accept. This is where we got to grab our open API key, copy, and it does save our position here. One thing I noticed with the onboarding though is I need to improve on grab profile, hit continue. This part here, right? Let's say you're going between posts and then you go and copy paste another post. It doesn't save that. So I think what I'm gonna do for improving the onboarding process is instead of 5 posts, we're just gonna do 3. And it's gonna be your writing style, post 1. Post it here, go to next post. That way it saves the memory really easily and you don't have to do these separations here. Which I'm noticing are kind of problematic here based off of some feedback I received, as well as my own feedback of going through it myself this morning. So let's just copy all of this. And I had it here in notes. I just kind of copied everything over. And as you can see, things are kind of separated with these 3 dots, or 3 dashes, hyphens rather. We're gonna complete setup. And voila, now we go to LinkedIn. And as you can see here, it is live. You can get reply ideas. See the whole post. If you're spending 3 to 4 hours prepping for discovery calls, another 5 to 6 hours writing proposals, references a system, but here's what stuck with me, Jason. Okay, cool. Yeah, wow, on point. Cool, gives us our estimated cost below. I love it. So I've already been using this in my other profile in a different browser window, but I wanted to kind of have this fresh one just to show you guys and girls how this onboarding works and how it looks. Now, one thing I probably should have checked, I always do with live streams, I want to make sure we are live without any issues. In a different browser window. All right, wonderful, we are. You can hear me loud and clear. Let's actually go in here. Oh yes, Andra, thank you. Let's pin this comment. So best way to find it, I guess, clearmud.ai, you go down to our portfolio, but if you just go to the Chrome Web App Store and search linked intelligence, it'll come up first go. So I'm gonna paste that in the chat. Oh, that's right, I can't paste in chat for OBS. Let me just go to the stream manually. Visit the live stream and comment here. It'll come up first go. So I'm gonna paste that in the chat. Bam. Oh, that's right. I can't paste in chat for OBS. Let me just mute that so that doesn't confuse anybody. All right. Sweet. Yeah, awesome. Wonderful. So now, version 2. Version 2. All right, so this is kind of like my short list of things I want to do. I'm going to hold off on reserving a domain. I have some ideas. Sadly, linked intelligence is banned from registering. So can't get that SEO benefit of just calling it the app name, but I have some other ideas. I think in the meantime, what we'll do is just do a linked intelligence.clearmud.ai, right? I'll just create a subdomain for it in the meantime. And maybe for future, upgrades to the app. Definitely once we incorporate a paid model, that's when I'll definitely, pick a domain. But I think for now, the subdomain works. But we want to incorporate GPT-5 models. Improve onboarding post by post instead of all posts in one text field. We're going to set up a marketing plan, and let's put this down here. And these are some other minor things I need to do. These are kind of more, we've already done that. So we will put that into completed. And yeah, I think first things first, we'll improve the onboarding, incorporate GPT-5 models, and let's also show the power of Claude in the web, because that's what I wanted to focus today's live stream on. The issue I was running into though is, this Git repository is just for the extension. I could take some unique approaches to working out of the same repo, but I personally would rather keep the repo separate for the live stream. So I decided to export a product doc, and I'll show you here what I'm talking about. Product context here. I had Claude spin this up for me, and it pretty much just explains the extension. So I can go and paste this into my other directory when I build out the landing page, and it has some context as to what we're building the landing page for without me having to type it, right? And give it any other context. So let's actually go ahead and copy that over here. And so we can get started on the landing page while we then kind of jump between the terminal, updating the version 2 of the app. Let's open up Linked Intelligence Web, which is a new project I created, empty folder here. We're going to spin up Claude. All right. You are a Chrome extension wizard with a foundational knowledge in building effective landing pages to promote those extensions. You build modern UI landing pages that convert. Please build me out a landing page for our new Chrome extension, Linked Intelligence. Please reference the product context in this project's directory. And then I'm also going to give it a screenshot because it's taken the time to kind of look at other landing pages just to draw some inspiration, right? To get a little bit more specific on the first prompt. And so far, I do like this one, but it's a little heavy, right? But I do love its mentions on private by design. So I think what I'll do here is we will screenshot this because I like this part of it, so that we incorporate a section just like this. But then I also want to go to, I really loved this one as well. It's super simple, right? And when you expand the window down and look at mobile, above the fold is very straight to the point, try for free. So this would be a link to our Chrome Web App Store. And then you scroll down and you kind of see, other parts of the landing page, obviously the features, how it works. I probably wouldn't incorporate metrics yet. I would want to do some, market research, and that's something where Claude Code, market research agent, and then pricing. Now, for now, we're just gonna, keep it free. But as we build out that freemium model, I think in the next live stream, as I mentioned last week, I really want to keep this free, right? But I do understand that, managing your own API key can seem intimidating, or maybe people just don't want to go through those steps of setting up their own API key and funding their own account and keeping it funded, etc. That's where our paid model would come into play, where you pay us, we manage your keys, well, it's our keys, and we give you access to, call on ChatGPT to generate responses for you. So let's continue though with the landing page. Excuse me. Yeah, you know what? Let's go ahead and open this in VO. And let's just continue searching really quickly, because I didn't do too much research beforehand. No, it's too busy, too busy. Interesting. Don't really feel it. Is there anything else I can filter here? Social media. Really a mobile app. I think what we're gonna do, I think we'll just stick with this one here. What we want to do is call this page here. Oops. Import. Okay. Okay. Instead of copying the code, let me see if it can crawl this page here. Really like how this template was built. Please scrape this link and draw inspiration from it. Also, I really love this section. Let's incorporate it into our landing page. And let's go grab that. Oops. Create a new tab, grab that latest screenshot and just drag that into Claude there. Make sure the branding follows our extension's professional blue as the primary color. Let's make the first version a light theme only site. Use Poppins black weight for titles. Poppins text black weighted for headers and titles. Then Montserrat regular for all other text. And I think this is good enough. We're just going to send it. it's gonna get to work. It's gonna read that markdown file that we had Claude create from the extension directory here. And then in the meantime, let's spin up Claude in our terminal. Okay, time to incorporate GPT-5 models as options for users to select. Let's keep our current 04 mini as the primary / recommended for cost effective. Cost effectiveness. All right. We're starting that GPT-5 integration, and it should, analyze the project first and foremost. Let's go back to our landing page, see how it's doing. And hopefully we gave it enough context to nail it on the first go. Not sure yet, but we will see. And soon, don't worry, we'll get working in Claude Code in the web. First thing we have to do, right, is, it needs something to work off of, right? So I need to finish this initial build for the web, push it to Git, and then we can start, between Haiku, we'll do minor updates, visual tweaks, but then for Sonnet is where we will create marketing plan, market research for the app, try to grab more metrics. Also, a product, what's the term? I'm blanking on it right now. Product development kind of manager to list out the features, list out future features we want to incorporate. And all of those will work simultaneously. Since this isn't too much of a complicated, landing page, we have to be mindful of how many agents we run, because let's say, for example, we run multiple sessions altering the home page. Well, you'll see, down the road, they can't work on the same lines of code. If they do, then let's say you pull one, it creates its own branch. I'll save it for the demo, but we essentially have to be mindful when using Claude Code on the web to make sure that these sessions are independent and not altering the same lines of code. All right, it's creating a simple site. I didn't specify build a React or Next.js, tech stack. It's just going with this plain HTML. So let's see how effective it looks. All right, let's go back here. Okay, approve. Let me keep this open so I can keep an eye on it. I mean, one positive for it not being, a Next.js app is I can just host this on my SiteGround site without having to utilize Vercel or Railway or do a static export, which could in theory work. But let's just see how it looks. All right, it's almost ready. I hate previewing beforehand, but let's just go ahead and preview. Okay. Definitely need to improve on this. Add to Chrome, it's free. Watch demo, per reply, 3 reply variations. Oh, I gotta say, for the most part, I love it so far. We definitely need to fine tune it quite a bit. Now, this here definitely missed the beat here, so I want to pull up the... I mean, hey, you know what? I like it. So for our pricing section, you know, the comparison's great down the road when we turn this into a freemium model, but I think for the sake of this free version that we've launched, it should just have one option: free forever, no subscription required, unlimited installs, all features included, 100% client-side privacy. So let's center that module and get rid of the other 2 options. And then let's also update our brand logo. I've placed the logo in the root directory. So before I hit send on that, let's go and grab our logo. It's going to make those minor changes for us. Now, and the reason I'm not fine-tuning the rest of this at this moment is I want to fine-tune it in Claude Code in the web. I just want to do a few minor tweaks right now. And I think what we'll also do is grab a... Let's refresh. Let's see, I really want to... I like this one here. I wish that video wasn't so tall, dang it. I really want something that's more 1 by 1. So let's just continue until we find a cool composition, a cool post that has a visual that I like, that we want to use for that hero header. Ah, Richard Branson. Why not? What's interesting is, do a hard refresh there. Okay, it does show up, it does show up, it does show up. I do notice there's like a delay. And let's grab this here. Okay. Excuse me. So really quickly, what I also want to do Continue that work, continue that work. I'm gonna pull this into Photoshop. We're gonna pick our favorite. Yeah, this one's good. Let's see if we can remove background. Does it just, nope, it does not. Okay. I think it's good enough for the kind of first version. Hero demo, and we're gonna change this to a WebP. Projects, linked intelligence, web. All right. Now let's pull Photoshop out of there. And I'm just letting it know, hey, let's use the file name I put in the directory as the hero image that's broken. Also, please utilize our li logo.png as the favicon. Hero image should go on the left here. All right. All right, let's go full screen this. Love it. This can use some improvement here. Documentation, Git extension. Okay. One-click generation. I think adding some visuals here would be nice. Really love how this one, I don't know why we need that learn more. I think more of a install now. I love it. All right, this is a great first go. So now what we want to do is let's go to our GitHub we made for this, grab the HTTPS, copy. Let's push to Git, set up with, I'd like to always commit to staging branch first, then merge to main. Actually, I don't think we need to do all that for this. This is super simple. So I'm just going to erase that. It's a super simple site, so I don't think we need that type of functionality at this moment. Maybe I'll incorporate that down the road. All right. Let's go check back on our terminal, and it's still working. And I'm just going to auto accept. See, is that done yet? Nope. All right. Meantime, I'm going to open up SiteGround. Okay. Landing page is ready to showcase. Wonderful. Let's just make sure. All right. Now this is where the fun begins. I'm just going to refresh this page. Let's also set up really quickly. I'd like to configure as a subdomain on clearmud.ai, linked intelligence.clearmud.ai. Give me the step-by-step on best approaches. I'd imagine we need to utilize GitHub Actions and set up an automation via FTP to our SiteGround hosting account. I will set up the subdomain in the meantime. Okay. Let me just log into my SiteGround account here. Go to websites. Yeah, so I suppose this will also be a quick tutorial on how to set up static sites on your self-hosted environment. Let's go pull this tab open. Let's set up domain, subdomains. We're going to call this linked intelligence. Yep. We spelled that correctly. And then for the sake of security, I do gotta kind of pop this off for now as I set up all of the credentials. Okay. All right, perfect. I've successfully incorporated GPT-5 models into your linked intelligence application. So let's go and test. Let's load unpacked. And let's go back to our project here. Linked intelligence app. And we would just want to grab the extension directory. And that's going to pull that up there. Let's pin it. Understand the risks. Interesting. Refresh. Okay, it's down here. It's down here. So GPT-5 is kind of hidden, the positioning. I think it should be at the top, right? We should, the hierarchy of the list should always start with the highest number first and go down. To make it more visible, I almost didn't see GPT-5 in the list of AI models to choose from. All right, so just a little bit of vibing there. So before I test that, I really want to just let it do its thing, update that minor pain point. And then also I'm gonna update the onboarding where we do one post at a time rather than putting them all into one field. All right. Let me just set up this automation here really quickly. And then we'll get to work on Claude Code in the web. Okay. And let's make sure site file manager. clearmud.ai. Now it's definitely unique per hosting, but on SiteGround's kind of hierarchy with the file manager, if you create a subdomain, this is the first folder you should list, and then you do public HTML. You see how it had it incorrect before? And I'm just letting it know what the proper path is. Now, I could always edit that myself, but I'm gonna have it do it for me because, you know, why not? Okay, reordered this, perfect. Wonderful, okay. Let's update that and let's just go take a look. Nice. So it's clear that, you know, 5 all the way down to 3.5. Wonderful, it gives all the estimated costs per reply. Mini is by far, rather 04 Mini is the most cost effective. It will be outdated at some point, but until then, I highly recommend, if you're watching this and you download this app, just use 04 Mini. We'll run some tests and compare the two models in a bit, but in all honesty, it does a great job and you save so much more. I know we're talking about pennies, but come on. All right, so all I need to do is add these 3 secrets to GitHub. So I'm gonna show you where to do this. It even gives us, you know, this is amazing. It literally gives us the step-by-step on how to, but let me go here, settings. We'll just copy that link. And this is where we create our secrets. And just for anybody who's never done this before, this is your secret name. And then you just put, right, the content. So FTP server. And for the sake of security, I'm gonna pull this off screen, take care of all of that. So you can't see that live. Sorry about that. Let's go to FTP accounts, make sure we have, we're gonna give this some random name. And give it a nice difficult password. All right, so we're gonna create. Let me now copy that. So FTP server, FTP username. Paste that in there. Yeah, and I highly recommend if you're ever doing this yourself, never just call it FTP at. Give it some random name, right? Make it difficult for anybody to exploit. And then your password as well should never be password 123 or anything like that. It should be something complicated that you just copy paste once and you don't have to worry about it. It's not like you're gonna be manually doing this. This is all for the sake of automation. So if you ever need to reset your FTP, you can do so. All right, so now I'm gonna bring this back over here. And as you can see, my variables are set: FTP password, server, and username. Let's test it. Okay. Linked intelligence dot clearmud.ai. Awesome site in the making, so not quite yet. Yeah. And one of the negatives, right, with static hosting like this is sometimes you do need to go into your hosting provider. This is what it looks like on SiteGround, right? Select your domain, go to caching, go to dynamic cache, and then you clear that, you flush that cache for that subdomain. You know, I have some strict settings on SiteGround. Depending on your hosting provider, you might not need to do this as frequently. But I essentially do it with every change for a statically uploaded site. Now, alternatively, if you're deploying on Vercel, you just, create the subdomain, update your DNS editor with a CNAME pointing to whatever Vercel gives you as a value, and voila, your Vercel hosting will sorry about that, saw something else on my screen. Your Vercel hosting will automatically work with your subdomain. All right, so what was deployed? Let's just verify all this was deployed. One way to check with this method is you go to Actions under your GitHub, and voila. So it says it's deployed, and look at that, it is deployed. Wonderful. So now, I just wanted to get that live. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. Great stuff. All right. So, I think now it's time to work out of Claude Code in the web. You are a marketing director. Please draft a marketing plan to promote this new extension, linked intelligence. Give me a detailed 2 to 4 week plan. All right. And it's going to get to work. And what else was on our list as far as subagents? Okay, market research. Please do some market research for this app. Find me the top competitors, if any, and show me what they do differently, and how we can improve. Please generate a list of features. Bam. All right, so that's done. That's done. Marketing plan done. And this is the beauty of Claude Code in the web, right? You reference a repository. Like a great use case for this is, let's say you already have an app working and you come up with an idea. Well, you can just open up, if you're using Android, you have to go to claude.ai and log in, and then claude.ai/code. If you do have the iOS, any iOS, enabled brain fart. If you have an iPhone, there is an iOS app that, Claude's Android app doesn't incorporate the code feature yet, but the iOS version does, and you can just go to code, load up your project, load up the project link to the repository, and add something, right? What it's gonna do is it's gonna create its own branch on that GitHub repo. Then you go into your terminal, whatever your preferred IDE is, and I'll show you how all of that works. So let's make some changes to the UI so I can show you exactly how that works. Now, if you have a more complicated website with multiple subdirectories, the beauty of Claude Code in the web, instead of having to spin up multiple terminal windows working outside of those directories, you can do the same thing here, saying, hey, build out a privacy page based on clearmud.ai/privacy. Right? But I'm not going to do that because we don't need to do that at this moment. Now, this is a weird error I've been getting. Okay. Let's improve. Of the site. So I'm going to talk to it, actually. I'm going to talk to my Whisper app, and then we're just going to paste that in there. All right. Let's improve the user experience on this website. I currently love the layout, but take an approach from somebody with 20 years of SEO, traditional SEO experience, and optimize this site so that LLMs can pick it up and put responses if somebody were to search for what's the best LinkedIn reply tool. Like, let's improve our odds to rank top 5 on ChatGPT, for example. For Git extension, I'm going to provide you a link. Let's make sure the links all properly work. We don't have a demo yet, so keep that blank. For the second section of why linked intelligence, let's incorporate some screenshots into those modules. Use placeholders until I provide you with updated screenshots. For the privacy by design section, the learn more button should be install now, and that should link to our Chrome Web App Store extension download page. Then the how it works. So step 1, install, and we should have a link to easily install. Step 2, I'll actually come back to you. We're improving the onboarding at this moment, so we're going to directly correlate this with our updated onboarding process, so stay tuned for some changes there. Simple, transparent pricing, no subscription fees, no hidden fees. This section, I think we should add another module off to the right, so there's only going to be 2 modules. Linked Intelligence, free forever. Unlimited installs, all features included. Let's add a bring your own key check mark. And then for the second module, let's put it as coming soon. And for the subtext, quote unquote, don't want to manage API keys, want to just pay us to do it for you, question mark, coming soon. And then let's build out a documentation subdirectory on this site. and I will feed you a document that will break down the app feature by feature down the road. But let's just get that in place. Let's also create placeholder subdirectories for / pricing and / terms. And I think that's good enough. So let's go back to Claude in the web. Let me pull up my Whisper Flow. Okay, we're gonna grab this and I'm gonna paste that in there. And then I'm also going to paste this second one in there as well, since this is all related to the homepage. And I'm gonna use Sonnet 4.5. Even though I think Haiku can pull it off, I would rather use Haiku for simple tasks. And it's gonna get to work. Now, let's go look, right? This is the beauty of Claude Code in the web. It's just so simple. Let's go look at this marketing plan. I've drafted a comprehensive 4-month marketing plan approach. Amazing. Push it to your repository so it's set up as a markdown file. Blue Ocean Strategy, only tool with true voice matching. We need to confirm that this is correct, right? Wow, lets us know what our budget is for marketing, or suggested budget rather. Landing page optimization with demo video, Chrome Web App Store listing prep. We've already done this. We have not done this, so that's probably a good idea. Recruit some beta testers. Product hunt launch. Now, this might not be a bad idea for the paid version, right? For the free version, it's we just need to improve the onboarding. Do a quick little video step-by-step on how to set up, because it may not be intuitive to set up your own API key. Product hunt launch, target top 5, PR outreach to tech media, first 500 user, content blitz, 8 pieces. Okay, not bad. This is a great overview, right? Now it's asking, would you like me to elaborate on any specific section or creating supporting materials, email templates, ad copy, social media marketing, calendar, etc. Love it. Now research top competitors for the app. Let's go take a look. All right, completed comprehensive market research for linked intelligence, 2 detailed documents that have committed to your branch. Here's what I found. Top 6 competitors identified. Engage AI, most established player with a mini CRM. Wise Reply, lowest price point, privacy focused. LI Go, love it. Commentator, Supergrow, Content Genie, okay. Linked Intelligence, 60 cents per month for 300 replies. Bring your own key model, 11 to 76. Okay, you're the only tool with 100% client-side processing. Interesting. All competitors use cloud servers, privacy concerns. Data never leaves user browser. You're the only tool showing. Let me make sure everything's working here. You're the only tool showing users exact prompts sent to AI, builds trust and provides educational value. Last 50 logs available, true voice matching. All right. Okay. Lets me know like what recommended features to incorporate. I love it. Engagement tracking. This would be tough. This might violate terms of service because this requires scraping, I believe. So let's go look at Engage. And look at this. I mean, this is the power of AI. It's not do it for me, but you can spin up your own team of market researchers, product development, marketing director, like anything you can think of, you can spin up here in Claude Code and you can have them work all simultaneously. And also look at my UI changes up here as well. It's still working. Love it. I can't wait to show you this part. Okay. Now, I don't want to merge these, but one thing I can do, let me show you what this looks like. When we go to our code, we can compare and pull requests. Now, this is the document that I would just want to copy. Whoops. Should be a way. I'm not a GitHub expert, by the way. I mean, I could just copy this plain text. But just look at this marketing plan. Look at how detailed this is. This is insane. So we should actually be able to wonderful. And we can just download the raw file. And we're going to place that inside of our project directory, linked intelligence. We're going to give this a docs folder. Let me actually, this is more of a locally saved file. So I'm going to save that in there. And let's go back to our code. Whoops. And market research. And then it created this feature recommendations. So we're going to view file. I want to download the raw file. Right? I don't want to merge any of this because what it might do is, as this is working, it would probably overwrite, right? This will overwrite something here. Since I haven't merged these aren't in the main branch. If I were to merge this, I have a feeling it would overwrite. But then again, I'm not a GitHub expert, so I don't always use, compare and pull requests. I'd rather just kind of go one by one, but I do want to give you guys a demo of exactly how to pull this into your CLI, and it will load that session within our Claude Code session here. We would simply have to Control-C to get out of it, and then we paste a command. It's going to spin up Claude and load this session from our Claude Code in the web. And it looks like it's done here. Aha. Let me give it the share, copy link. Here is the link. Please update. Okay. And it's going to get to work. And close that. Keep this here for now, but I'm also going to spin up a locally, call it 7003 once it's ready. That way we can also compare to see. All right, let's go back to Claude Code in the web. So it is updating the links across all the directories. And let's go see what it's done. All right, all UX SEO improvements have been implemented and deployed. Comprehensive meta tags, added title, description keywords, open graph, Twitter cards, structured data, implemented JSON LD schemas for software application, fact page, targeting key queries, wonderful, page descriptions, emphasis, best LinkedIn reply tool positioning, proper metadata for Facebook, Twitter, and other platforms. Placeholder screenshots, great. Privacy section, okay, great. How it works. Demo button, disabled and marked as coming soon. Updated all the links. Module 1, Module 2. All right. All right, so what we're going to do here, now that we have a set of changes that we want to view, in the main branch, you can just grab open in CLI. Now, you could always go compare and do a pull request and it will merge with your main branch. But I want to give you just an example of how this works. You just paste that in here and you can see Claude -- teleport session, and then it has its key. You just hit enter. This will spin up Claude for you. You can't do this while you're in Claude. And voila. Perfect. Wonderful, 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 wonderful. All right. Set up preview on port 7003. Why is this giving us an error? Tool use, have the corresponding tool use. Interesting. Very interesting. What is going on here? Been noticing Claude Code in the web has been a little buggy. I tried recording a long form video this week and I essentially had to trash it because there was just something on the server side that was not allowing me to. Invalid request error. This error can be several reasons. Malform request data or specific protocol violations in the message exchange. Interesting. Okay. Well, you know what we'll end up doing here? Let's go ahead, go to our code here, go to our repo, and we're going to look at that more recent compare, pull, and request. And we're going to merge. Okay. Successfully merged. So we should have that committed now. And since our automation is in place, as you can see here, our action is now uploading it to our FTP for our local, or self-hosted environment. We're just going to wait for this to finish. So my approach I wanted to take, rather than going through this process and waiting and having to clear the cache in my domain control panel, is to set up a local preview. But Claude is being weird right now. It doesn't like some of the verbiage in here. This is the first time I'm receiving this message, so we're going this route instead. And since nobody's really visiting the site yet, it's okay. Let me pull up my hosting control panel and be ready to flush DNS. We can close that. We can close all these as well. All right, done. Let me flush cache. Let me actually duplicate so it saves that state. And we're going to do a hard refresh here. Yeah, you can see some minor changes were made. Okay, placeholders are there. Nice little kind of call to action there or lead gen, right? For those interested. Okay, not bad. Definitely have a lot of room for improvement here. All right, in the meantime, let's go back to the app. Now, we want to improve the onboarding process. Currently, after you upload your profile.pdf, it takes you to a new tab. In the onboarding, I think it's step 3 or 4, where you paste in a bulk text and you separate it with 3 hyphens. I think instead of this, we should have, upload post number 1 or copy number 1, and then user pastes in their post, goes to the next step, rinse and repeat 3 times only. The reason I want to do this is most text editors, when you type 3 hyphens and then hit tab or hit enter, it turns them into 1 hyphen, which you don't recognize. So it gets a little kind of annoying to properly prepare all of the text. And in addition, let's say, I personally tested this. I would paste the first post, and then I would go to copy the second post, reopen the application window, or rather the extension window, and all of that text I pasted in there previously disappears. So I think optimizing the onboarding process with post by post is a better solution. Let me know if you think otherwise. All right. And this is why I love Whisper Flow. You can just talk raw into it. All right. So now I'm gonna do this. We're gonna spin up Claude. And since our local version of Claude, we're gonna git pull. That way we have the latest changes here locally. Okay, perfect. Setup preview on port 7003. And yes, this is the updated version. Install now. Voila. Install now, voila, git extension, voila. I feel like there's too much here. Let's go check the privacy policy as your data. Okay, cool, cool, cool. Okay. And it's going through, updating our onboarding process, which is wonderful. We're in progress on landing page, in progress here. We've completed this. We'll move this up, move this down below these three. Upload document for voice instead of pasting posts, or maybe both. Interesting, okay. I don't remember writing this note, but I'm guessing my idea was stemmed from like a voice to text to capture your voice. Not a bad idea, but all right, so user flow. So I can actually copy this. Nice, there was no back and forth there. That was clean. So now let's go and check. Let's refresh, go through this process. Let me just saving that for, let's go grab an API key and grab this, copy. Continue. Choose profile, post number 1. Look at this. I think this is much better, right? Because you go away, you go in, okay. Let's just say I'm a user and I'm just grabbing my latest LinkedIn posts. Let's go to my profile. Where is it? Should be right here somewhere, right? Yeah, right here. Okay, paste that in there, next post, wonderful. Oh, I love how this feels so much better. Okay. Hey, Timothy. I didn't realize we were still. I haven't seen Tim in so long. If you're watching this, I hope you're doing well. All right, next post. All right, writing style 3 of 3. Oh, this is fun. Okay. Onboarding process much better. And this is a post from 5 years ago, literally my only post on LinkedIn until this week. Complete setup. Look at that. All right. Very nice. Very nice. Much better. Now, let's test GPT-5, update model. Let's actually go mini, update model. And let's do a quick refresh here. Get reply ideas. Okay, we do have some bugs to work out. All right, I just tested the onboarding. Everything looks good for now, but I did switch to the GPT-5 model and I'm getting this error. Please advise. Okay. Perfect. All right, let's see if it was that simple. Open API, change the API parameter from max tokens to max completion tokens for GPT-5 and newer models. Using the older parameter caused API to reject the request. I added logic to detect GPT-5 and newer models and use the correct parameter. Front end detects if model 5 or newer is used, uses this, uses max tokens for older models. Great. All right. Now let's go back to our extensions, refresh. All right. Update model. Go to LinkedIn. Okay, another error. Another error. I mean, these are great tests to run. All right, for the, let's see how it works. This is our new onboarding. Please update the how it works section. So instead of working Claude Code in the web and going back and forth between my terminal, I just really want to work out of here. You know, Claude Code in the web is definitely better used for if you're on the go and you're not near your machine and you have an established repository with a very comprehensive application and different subdirectories, and it's great. But something like this, where this repository is just so simple, I don't want to mess things up and make mistakes. So I'd rather just work locally here as we're working on the extension itself in the terminal. All right, so it says it should work now. Let's go back in here. Let's just do a quick refresh. Let's clear all errors to see if that resolved it. Okay. Do a quick hard refresh. I'm just gonna toggle update, and let's go here, get reply ideas. And I don't want to speak too soon, but it looks like it's working. It looks like it's working. Wonderful. So you can see though how our costs went up significantly. Well, not significantly, let's see. We'll go test 4 really quickly. This feels like placeholder responses though. Great insights, thanks for sharing. Yeah, this is not capturing our voice whatsoever. Interesting. So now let's switch the model back to 0440 mini, update, hit a hard refresh. So that was 008 on the cost. And I think this is 0002 on the cost. So let's generate 0003, significantly cheaper. And look, it's actually grabbing our voice. So we need to vibe and figure out what's going on. All right, it appears to be working. However, when I select a GPT-5 model, it's not capturing my voice. I feel like there's something wrong with the logic. Please look into this. This is a critical feature and unique selling proposition for this free extension. It must capture the user's voice. All right. And we're just vibing. We are vibing. Okay. So in the meantime, let's see. I want to reset the setup. But I don't want to squirrel too much. I do want to have it finish this fix. And then as soon as I can confirm it is capturing our voice, then I will, okay, this is way too many. All right, for the how it works section, I think the very first step is to be download and install the extension. And then it should be a timeline, kind of like a snake timeline. So it starts from left to right, connecting each module, and then a connection down off to the right, and then right to left. And you see what I mean? So I don't know the proper term for this, but I want to have a snake timeline for the how it works, guiding the user through the journey. Each module should also have an image placeholder where I'm going to screenshot part of the app to give a visual for the onboarding. Okay. Now I moved away from that, so let's go ahead and grab that text here. Let's paste it in. Try GPT-5 again. It should capture your voice. Let's see what happened though. Significantly enhance the voice matching prompts for GPT-5 and all models. Here's what's changed. Stronger system prompt. Change everything from professional LinkedIn assistant to expert voice matching ghostwriter. Mimic their writing style exactly, not improve it, not make it better, but replicate it. This prevents ChatGPT-5 from being helpful in changing the user's voice. Step-by-step analysis protocol. Step 1 forces the model to analyze 8 specific writing patterns, sentence length, emoji usage, punctuation, formality, vocabulary, etc. Requires exact replication of those identified patterns. Ultra-specific matching rules. Wonderful. Do not make them sound better, make them sound authentic. Do not ignore their patterns. This is the most important task. All right. I mean, let's see. Let's approve that in the meantime. Let's now go back to let's refresh. Let's clear these errors as well. We'll address those in a moment. And let's go back here. Let's go to 5 mini, update model, go to LinkedIn. Get reply ideas. So it looks like GPT-5 has some fallback responses. It's giving me the same exact 3 responses it did previously. And And then I just want to be thorough with my testing here. Let's go back to 4 mini, update model. Let's get reply ideas. Man, that was almost a penny. Or no, almost 1/100th of a penny or 1/10 of a penny. Yeah. Yeah, this one's clearly actually reading the post. And I went back to test GPT-4. It works flawlessly. It reads the user's post that they want to reply to. It captures my voice and it mixes the two together. Okay, it's likely hitting an error. So let's go. Yep, it is hitting an error. Yes, in the extensions, Chrome // extensions, there is an error. Let me show you what it is. Update model, 5 mini. Let's pull up this and let's just get reply ideas one more time. Okay, backend file looks good. Error is likely in the front end. It's checking the front end. And then I just pasted. Okay, now I see the actual error. GPT-5 response is ending prematurely. Let me increase the token limit. And also the response format parameter for GPT-5 might not support. Okay. Okay. Let's bring this back. Let's clear all. We can close that. Let's go back, reload. And I'm just going to do a hard refresh to be safe. Get reply ideas. Taking longer than 04 mini or 40 mini. Nope. And I'm just not even going to give it any preface. I'm just going to paste the log in there. The smoking gun, raw GPT-5 response empty. Response length 0. So returning empty response is likely because it doesn't support the response format. Let me remove it for GPT-5. Don't see. Found it. It's being set. Let me fix both files. All right. That was the issue. Doesn't support. So that was 2 different parameters that GPT-5 doesn't support. So this is good to know moving forward. I can always talk to it and say, hey, this is now 2 parameters we've had to change. You know, please ultra think to go comprehensive and be methodical in the next question if it continues, but let's go ahead and just give it a test. Let's clear the errors, reload the extension, reload this page just to be safe, even though I don't think we need to. Get reply ideas, and it should work. And they look like the same errors to me, so let's just paste them back in there. This is now 2 parameters. Please ultra think so we don't go in circles. Okay, it wants me to run it again and share the logs, but in the meantime, I will do that. Errors, clear all, back, refresh, and let's see what happens. Absolutely right. Let me stop guessing and wait for the debug data. New logs that just added will show us X, Y, and Z. Please run it one more time. Okay. Whoops. Let me do a hard refresh there. Just when you thought it was going to be easy. Nothing worth building is easy. IMO. This is bizarre. It's hitting the token limit, but returning 0 content, meaning GPT-5 consumes all 1,000 tokens on the prompt analysis step for instructions, leaving 0 tokens for actual output. The issue is our prompt is too detailed for GPT-5. It's spending all the tokens thinking through the analysis. Okay, let's create. Why did that just scroll up like that? Jesus. Okay. All right, let's clear these errors. Refresh, refresh. Oh, go back to our feed. Get reply ideas. We're still on GPT-5 Mini. Wow, okay. Exactly, revenue share. Come on, man. What the heck? I don't know if that's supportive, but it is unique. It is unique, and I can see here no fallback data was used. Wonderful. So, I mean, looks like it worked. In the meantime, I do want to switch over to 04, or 4.0 rather, and let's just get, okay, that works seamlessly. I love it. Come on, man. Okay. Wow. Seems to be working. Seems to be working. Now, now I'm curious, what's our logic for reply suggestions for professional, friendly, and supportive? And in addition to that, I'm noticing a visual issue with our logo to the left of reply suggestions. That is not the li_logo.png. Okay, so let's see, GPT-5 done, landing page in progress, improved onboarding, we're in the process of that. Oh, we need to go back here, finish this. Finish this. All right. Ooh, better, but these arrows in the second row are wrong. All right, let's make sure that there's 8 total steps so that it's an even 4x4 row, or 2 rows of 4x4. But also, please see this screenshot. The arrows on the bottom row are also pointing right, not left. All right, we're just gonna paste that in there. Let's go back here. Now, I think we should also add a 4th tab for professional. So we do want to increase our limit to 15, save limits. No more errors, which is great. Love it. And then next up, we're gonna run through the onboarding one more time, take some screenshots for the landing page. As much as I'd love to fine tune the landing page for today's live stream, I might do that off air. I really want to cap these live streams around 2 hours. So we have about another 30 minutes to go here. But I'd love to know if you have any questions, maybe any suggestions in the chat on a feature you'd like to see incorporated. Maybe you want to see me work on something else. I would love some ideas for next week's live stream. I think for now, building this app in public is the move for the live stream. So I think next week, we continue working on linked intelligence. I don't see why not, right? Like, I think it's a great just follow along and build in public project with me. So I'm loving it. I'm loving this app. I'm loving the progression we've made. And today definitely took longer than I thought just to get GPT-5 working. But hey, that's what vibe coding is all about. It's never perfect. They'll get 4 options: thoughtful, engaging, professional, and brief. Okay, great. Solid. All right, let's test that really quickly. And I can close that now. No, but now this happened last time. So now our reply suggestions button is a light bulb. It's not our logo. It should be our logo. I don't know how else to say this nicely. All right, balance could be a tricky thing to find, especially in our fast-paced world, but you're right, getting started. Okay, this seems pretty legit. She's balancing, yep, professional, brief. It's kind of condensed, but I think it works for now. Okay. And let's just test 5 to be certain. Let's refresh. Errors. Clear all. Refresh. Refresh. Get reply ideas. That was our logo. Great. We can tell it's using GPT-5. It's taking a little bit longer. Estimated cost. 1/100th of a penny, still pretty cheap. Love it. Okay, our logo is showing up properly in both spots. Wonderful. We've built something pretty cool here. I got to admit. I think we've built something pretty cool. All right, now, one more thing I want to focus on in today's live stream. Let's improve the onboarding. Let's improve the onboarding. No errors, wonderful. All right, perfect. So let's reset. Okay. Understand the risks. Let's paste in an API key. All right, for our step 3 in our onboarding, the profile PDF option below where you click choose file, we should change the text choose file to white text in the light mode with that blue background. Dark mode looks good. All right. So this is good, this is good, this is good for an API key. All right, all right, all right. So now for the second step, your open API key. I love our subtext. This extension uses a BYOK, bring your own key model. You'll need your own API key to generate replies. Watch this demo to learn how. And then link that watch this demo to learn how to a YouTube video. Let's use a YouTube video. I'm going to provide a link as a placeholder, but I want to see if the user clicks the link, if it could be shown within our extension, if that's possible. That way they're not forwarded to a whole nother page. They can actually see it within the extension. Yeah, that might be asking too much, but let's just go to our YouTube channel, grab a video and see. That's not our YouTube channel. That's right, I'm on a dummy profile here. So let's go to ClearMud and let's just grab a short video, maybe this one. In this video, and let's see if it operates as intended. All right, let's pull up the terminal, grab our whisper flow. All right, let's put that in there. Then let's go and grab In this video, I'm gonna that link. And then let's also grab the other change for step number 3. All right. And I think what I would do is just record my screen going to OpenAI, and then do an unlisted link. I don't know if I would want to post such a short video on the YouTube channel, but let's just go through the process together. Love chat. I'm happy. I'm happy with the progress we've made. This is solid. Now, in the meantime, let's actually go back to our terminal, give it 8 total steps. And we're also going to want to make sure this is all, yeah, looks good, but in mobile it actually does not. Interesting. All right, everything's ready to test. Let's go ahead. Oh, look at that. Video player configuration error. Interesting. And then it does take us to YouTube. Now, since I'm using OBS to do the live stream, I don't have another application for screen recording at this moment. That's my screen recorder, so I would have to do this off air, but essentially what I'm gonna do is go through the onboarding process, get to this page, and just click this link just to give the step-by-step, log in, create key, and fund the account if it's not already funded, and then copy that API key and paste it into here. In this video, I'm gonna show you how to... No, I don't like that. Okay. I will have to create a video a little bit more custom, okay. Huh? I mean, I'll just make a promo video or 2 for this extension for sure. No embedding errors, okay. Yeah, so let's add that. Record how-to video, unlisted. You know what, we'll probably list it. Record how-to video, record promo video for LI version 1. I think we'll be on 03. Let's go check our Chrome Web App Store. Linked intelligence. Let's see. Yeah, we're on 102 right now, so maybe I'll call it 110. I'd like that better. Okay. All right. So I need to add that video. I'll probably push this, later this week. Or later next week, forgive me. I don't think I'm gonna record anything until Tuesday. But, okay, they fixed the text there. I wonder if I should create a visual for this or a video for this too. That might not be a bad idea. All right, let's go continue fine-tuning the landing page since the app is in a great stopping point here. I'm loving where it's at. Yep, it's good, it's good. I love how it shows up even though we haven't configured it. So I am gonna just take some screenshots really quickly. I'm just doing placeholder right here. Next post. Post number 2. Placeholder, next post. Post number 3. All right. Placeholder. Complete setup. All right. Go here. I'm actually curious with that context I gave it. What's it gonna generate? Let's go see. Yep, I mean, it thinks we have some type of pig Latin here going. That's hilarious. Okay. That's funny. That is funny. Oh, that's great. That's great. All right, let's take another screenshot here of this. Bam. And then let's give that. Let's also do this rate limiting screenshotting as well. View prompt logs. I think this is a nice feature to show off as well. Okay. Dark mode. Light mode. Dark mode. All right. I think we got all the screenshots we needed for this. And let's reset setup. This will delete all your data. Great. All right. No errors through all of that. That's wonderful. All right. So now I need to do the video. Record a promo video for a record how-to API video and link. And link. We'll create all these banners. We're going to create more banners. This, I think we can backlog. So let me add a new section here, backlog. And I'm just going to move that to the left of to do. I'll do that at the end here. Reserve domain backlog because we're using a subdomain for now. And then these are, we've improved onboarding, complete, landing page, almost complete, right? We just have to input all the creative. Let's check this coming soon. Yeah, so as soon as we're done with the next version of the app, I'm gonna do a big export of documentation, step by step, styled very nice and visually appealing. Privacy. Also, for the privacy section, I think we should have two buttons, one for install now and one for read policy, right? To forward the user to a /privacy subdirectory. Yeah, and I think this is working out great as far as our third live stream for this app will be the premium version, the paid model. That's where we're gonna have to really troubleshoot Stripe integration, test mode, sandbox mode, troubleshoot every possible scenario, figure out all the bugs, figure out anywhere a user might get confused or maybe payment doesn't properly process. That'll take a full 2 hours of testing for sure. So this is actually working out nicely. Now, I'm not sure if we'll do that on the next live stream or the next live stream, but it'll really depend on how much work I get done with this app off air. Part of me wants to only work on it during the live stream, so I think I'll do all the stuff I can't do on a live stream, which is record the video. I can do some of the banner work ahead of time as well, so that's complete. You don't have to watch me do that. That way you can just watch me keep building the app, keep improving the app, right? And you can follow along on these live streams week by week. All right. Now let's update, read policy, install now, read policy, install. I want to change the color there, but for now it's good. Is there any way to center this arrow? Currently it's off to the right of these two modules. I would love, love, love to see this centered. And we vibin' 654, that's the most recent one. Oh yeah, we have a lot of, a lot of management to do here. Boom. New folder with selection. Onboarding SS. All right. Approve there. I think we're at a great stopping point here. So great, great. And let's just finish a few tweaks to the landing page. Nope, 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 nope. No, it should be centered between modules 3 and 4, not centered in the entire section. Yeah, this is where I think we have limitations on the tech stack of the site. Still incorrect. Move it to the right. It should be centered from the module 3 to 4 on the modules itself. Part of me wants to move these image placeholders below, but I think that'll do for now. Yeah, we might, okay, that's better, but it's, let's just remove that arrow altogether. I don't think it's necessary. But then we also want to optimize this entire site for mobile devices as well. I'm noticing when I adjust the window to replicate a mobile device, it'll go from steps 1 through 4 and then it skips to 8. Is there any way to easily fix this, or are we gonna have to create 2 separate sections, one for web, one for mobile? Let's see what happens. Yeah, okay. I mean, we're getting there. Definitely got to optimize these buttons. Too much text. And I think I should also incorporate, you know, the preview of the responses themselves. So I'm going to wait until I update the onboarding, take screenshots of everything. And then now that we have 4 reply options instead of just 3, I want to take a screenshot of that when we actually start promoting this landing page. Because as of now, from the Chrome Web App Store, it doesn't take you to this subdomain yet, right? I'm gonna push that live for the next build when we update version 1.1. Right now it just goes to clearmud.ai to kind of show you, hey, this is more than just an extension, but here it is. And then this takes you back to Chrome. Yeah, I think I'm gonna have to change the tech stack to this landing page. We'll see. Okay. Let's go to our local host. Okay, that needs to be fixed. Add to Chrome, watch demo, why linked intelligence, great. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, wonderful. Free forever. Managed service, to be determined. I mean, not a bad first layout. I definitely want to make a lot of improvements to it though. But as I mentioned before, I want to keep these live streams at a 2-hour interval. So I think we're at a great stopping point here. This is technically live, although I'm not going to promote it, and it's an older version that's live. It's not, you know, some of the changes we've been making. So yeah, we'll be back at it next week. I will work on part of this off air throughout the week. But as I mentioned before, I really want to focus building in public, build this web app live so you can see every step of the process, or almost every step of the process. So yeah, I think this has been a great, we're on episode 3 of these live streams. So let me know if you want to see me work on something in particular. Drop a comment below. Let me know. I'd be happy to build something by audience and community request. Otherwise, we're going to continue fine-tuning linked intelligence. It is live on the Chrome Web App Store. Check the pinned link in the comments. You can also just search linked intelligence and you'll find it, or you can go to clearmud.ai, scroll down to our portfolio here, and you'll see linked intelligence, some sneak peeks. This is really, really almost ready. This is launching very soon. Top secret remains top secret. Check out our most recent website build. Also, if you're in need of some digital marketing services, go check out Zenobi. I had a lot of fun putting this site together. It's legit. I just love it so much. So yeah, without squirrel ado, Thank you so much for tuning in to another live stream here on ClearMud's YouTube channel. I need to think of an outro. You're seeing the raw. This is supposed to be a casual live stream. Keep building, keep iterating, keep building, keep ideating.